Jerk marinade is very delicious and extremely versatile. In this video, I'm going to break down what makes a really good jerk marinade and how to make it. This one marinade makes everything taste so much better and will have you cooking like a pro. Make some delicious jerk pork. For some extra flavor and a bit of kick, put a bit in your rice and peas. Make a delicious jerk sauce. Make some delicious jerk chicken. Have that jerk chicken and that jerk sauce together. Put a little bit in your brown stew fish. You get the idea. Let's get into it. I'm starting with the 4 backbone flavors in a really good jerk marinade. These are key ingredients for that jerk flavor. Dried pimento berries or allspice. Authentic jerk usually calls for the entire pimento tree. The leaves have great flavor and can also be added to the marinade, and the wood, specifically green pimento wood, is used to smoke or grill whatever jerk meat. Despite being green, it burns really well and produces a lot of smoke and banger flavor. Fresh thyme is another key ingredient in jerk. That fresh thyme flavor and pimento complement each other really well. Scotch bonnet for not just the characteristic spiciness of jerk but also for the one-of-a-kind scotchy flavor. Ginger. Ginger not only adds depth but also some warm pungency to the marinade. Basically, it makes it taste better. I will have an ingredients list in the description box below. It's not Jamaican jerk marinade if you don't eyeball all the ingredients, but I will still give you the rough estimates and yield. Now for the supporting rolls. I have some white onions, and for additional depth of flavor, this is 2 heads of peeled garlic. A lot of people will say this ingredient is necessary in jerk marinade, and I put it in most times, but it's really not. Scallion or green onion. This, garlic and onions are all alliums and have a similar flavor profile, especially in marinades that sit in the fridge for a few days. Use all 3, but if you have to choose one, go with garlic. It has the biggest bang for your buck because it has a bigger depth of flavor. Cloves, very similar to allspice in flavor, similar but not the same, and a little goes a long way. Freshly grated nutmeg. This warm spice also complements jerk really well. Even though I'm skipping it, a bit of cinnamon can also be really good in jerk. Brown sugar. This balances out the acidity in the marinade, helps with browning and give whatever dish a fuller taste. Honey and other sweeteners are good substitutes. I'm using my blender for this, but a food processor probably works even better. I want this not only roughly blended but also evenly blended, and a food processor is really good at that. I know a lot of you guys have trouble finding Scotch Bonnet Pepper. Habaneros are a good substitute. It's not Scotch Bonnet Pepper, but it comes really close. If you're like me and love everything jerk, check out my jerk playlist after you're done with this video. Alright, time for the liquids. The only one I would say is essential is soya sauce, and even that is arguable. I want half cup. It adds flavor, color, and a bit of salt. Dark soya is great, but whatever is fine. This is a few tablespoons of vegetable oil and it helps with flavor and moisture retention. Quarter cup cane vinegar. This ups the acidity in the marinade, helps to bring out the flavors as well as tenderize whatever meat you marinade. Cane vinegar is neutral, but you could add whatever vinegar you like. Browning. This adds nothing aside from color, but skip it if you're not bothered by lightly colored marinade. Using more or a darker soya sauce will mean you don't have to add this any at all. Good to have, but not totally essential. Lager beers like Red Stripe adds flavor as well as helps to tenderize the meat. The beer in the marinade really shines when you use a grill. The smokiness and the beer flavor have a really good synergy. It's common practice to squirt beer on the meat whenever you're grilling. It creates extra smoke and extra flavor. Citrus fruits in jerk marinade adds a really nice citrusy flavor. I'm using the juice of a small orange, but other citrus fruits like lime, lemon, grapefruit, or even bitter orange can be used either by themselves or in combination. The citric acid in citrus also helps to tenderize the meat. Between the beer, vinegar, and citrus, even if your meat is a bit overcooked, it will still be very tender. And finally, I'm adding a tablespoon of black pepper, probably optional, and a tablespoon of salt. Salt is also optional, but I like seasoning my food a little at a time very early. Salt is used heavily in most commercial jerk marinades because it's a good preservative. This is nowhere close to the commercial stuff in terms of salt content, but in terms of deliciousness, it's 5 to 10 times better. done. You will smell if you did a good job. Good jerk marinade is not shy and will definitely let you know it's in the kitchen. This is a little bit rougher than I was going for, but I'm going to run with it. This smells so good. It's like a really good orchestra playing your favorite music. It's really complex, but everything is working together in harmony. Don't be afraid to give that a taste. It takes a while to go through all those flavors, but this is good. Very spicy, very pungent, but that's exactly what you want. This should taste and smell extremely strong because when you marinate the meat, it won't absorb all of that 100%. Jerk marinade can be a hassle to make sometimes, but it keeps really well. If you're like me and you do a lot of jerk, you can make a large batch and then portion it out into smaller containers. It maintains peak flavor a couple days in the fridge, but you can pop it in the freezer for up to a month and still have all of that deliciousness. I don't know what happens after a month because it's usually done long before that. I'm going to make a banger jerk sauce with some of this marinade. If it's uploaded already, it should be here. If not, watch another one of my delicious videos. Catch you in the next one.